Hi, it's Katherine Bird, and welcome to video number 3. Here we go. Here's another thing. Here's another concept. Here we go about empaths. So, if you haven't seen the previous 2 videos, please do watch those. The first one, we're going to go into what's an empath and phases of an empath. The next one, we talked about awareness expands consciousness and how we're trying to, deal and protect our sweet little empath inside. We are shutting down our own spiritual evolution and growth. And our awareness to be able to track energy, track emotions, and to use that information to become really powerful healers and coaches and guides and leaders and speakers and all the things, right? Change makers, let's do it. So today I want to talk about repression and emotional poison, right? So let's talk about that. So here's the deal. When we were little kids, we were told not to feel and not to express our feelings. And sometimes this is because we were just big feelers, right? And we had a lot of feelings and our parents were very uncomfortable with them. So when confronted with a child's just truest, rawest feelings self, which if you know a toddler who they can feel like nobody's business, like it is just raw and open and it's just so real and intense, and they feel and they express, and then they're like, yeah, let's go, let's keep playing. So, but as children, we were generally shut down and shut down and shut down and shut down because feeling like that it's uncomfortable for other people. We don't want to be around it, honestly, for like, it's loud, it's messy, it's dirty, it's wasting my time, it's overreacting, it's all of those things, right? And because we can see the larger picture as adults. And so we do what we do. We say, be quiet and shut up and be a big girl, be a big boy. That didn't hurt. Don't cry like that. Don't be a crybaby. And it gets worse and worse and worse in certain situations, or as we get into being teens and or school age. If we have emotions, if something comes up, oh my gosh, I have shame. I have fear. I have anxiety, like all of these energies that we have, but we're like, I don't know about you, but I remember hiding under my desk when I went to private first grade. I shouldn't have been there. I was 5, but I was like hiding under the desk, like, oh my gosh, it's so overwhelming in this room with all these kids, right? So overwhelming. So, we have these experiences, but we're stuffed in the desk, right? We can't move. We're having highly charged experiences, and we can't do anything about it. And oftentimes, even we're in the car seat, we're in the stroller, we're at a chair, we're like, whatever our situation is, like, it's not appropriate, and we can't do us, right? So we learn that emotions are horrible, that we shouldn't, number 1, have them. Number 2, definitely not express them. Number 3, they're really a lot of trouble and a lot of mess and really getting in everybody's way. So, and I don't know how to deal with them, right? I was never given a role model that could really show me what to do or how to handle this stuff. It was really oftentimes negative expressions of when emotions would come up, or ignoring them, ignoring the realities of what was happening. So, or kind of like this gaslighting, where it's like you're having this experience and the person who is supposed to be reflecting for you reality is reflecting a completely non-reality, not what's happening, not the experience that you're experiencing, not what you're aware of. And so it really trains into our system quite a bit of things. First off, that we're not going to let ourselves feel and express and be present to these energies. It also teaches us that we're not safe, that we're not wanted in a certain kind of way. Not all of us is wanted, not all of our experience is wanted. And that we have got to figure out some other ways to deal with our shit. So we figure all the different ways, the food and all the drugs and the shopping and the having and the hoarding and all of the things that we're like, okay, how can I figure this shit out? How can I figure myself out? So what's happening is we're like, okay, I'll just hold that. And then a lot of times we as empaths, we're actually processing other people's stuff too. So we're trying to stay safe in the home. Mom and dad are kind of freaked out. Let me just suck this energy out of the room. Let me bring it into my field and I'll just store it over here. I'll just put it in my body, my tiny little body. And I'm just going to keep processing and processing and processing. I don't really have any tools. I don't have any techniques. I don't have any practices. So really, I'll just store it. I'll just keep it over here. And it'll just stick in my tissues, stick in my organs, stick in my field, gum up my digestion, keep me from breathing well, keep me from being able to, all the things, right? My body to function properly. And over time, more and more and more and more and more are held. More is held. Now, the real problem with this is, number one, it creates illness, disease, emotional issues, depression, anxiety, like constant activation of that energy in your body. And yeah, I mean, over time, it will cause disease. Over time, it will cause illness in the system to be holding and repressing and holding these energies, right, of anger and fear and grief and shame and all of these things that we hold on to, all the things that we've collected in our life, all of these acquired aspects of being. And the truth of who we are cannot shine through all that muck and mess. Now, we're just dense, right? We're dense. And in order for us to have health, vitality, wellness, boundaries, good relationships, all of these different things, we have to figure out how to clean ourselves out and how to bring in new frequencies, new information, a new coding, a new way of being in the world that is not this pattern that's from childhood, that's not this system of development that's, become so deranged that it's hurting us, but a new system of awareness of energy, of awareness of emotion, and then processing internally and being with those energies and moving them out through, I believe, movement, breath, and sound is the way to go. Move that shit out, get rid of it, let go of it. Not be so all in the story all the time, but to be moving the energy through your system, through your field. And, through that, being able to go into emotional processing and healing work and working with yourself and working with your parts of you that have been hurt and parts of you that are holding these energies, because there's parts of you that are holding these energies that need to be seen, that need to be witnessed, that need to be understood, that need to be loved and allowed to have some sort of expression. They need to have some sort of acknowledgement from you that they exist and that what they went through was real, that their emotions are real, that their feelings are real, and being able to be present and work through those energies, work through those emotions, work through those energies, and be able to move them out, move them through, and welcome in like the truth, right? Like if there weren't so many parts of you holding this frequency, then that frequency would break up and dissipate, and then the truth would shine through, the light, the trust and the surrender and the freedom and joy would naturally emerge from within you through the process. So I hope that's helpful. This idea of like, we're repressing all the energies and we're basically poisoning ourselves. We're just living in poison. We're living in a big soup of poison that eventually will make us sick. So please stop doing that. It's not helping you. It's not helping anyone else. You not feeling, you not processing, you not doing your own personal development work, you not taking care of yourself and taking self-care time, you not being alone, you not taking care of your needs and having boundaries is not helping anyone. And if you think that you going at the very bottom of the list is what's going to help your people, your clients, your business partners, your partner, your kids, if you go last, that's not it. That's not the way this works, because you are sensitive and you're here to help them, and you're here to help to ease the pain of the world. But if you don't ease your own pain and clear your own energy in this way, then the work, you don't have enough room for the work. There's too much gummed up stuff, right? There's too much in the system for you to come in contact with anything more. And if you try and then you start doing a bunch of healing work and therapeutic work, you will overload your system and burn the fuck out. Okay? So I don't want you to burn out. I don't want you to be like, no, I'm not interested in that. Do not burn out. Don't do it. If you're interested in furthering this conversation, I'm going to have another video where we're going to talk about emotional contagion and thought forms and all of this super interesting concepts around emotions and energy. And if you're ready to do something different and develop your skills and your practice, your awareness, and move through some stuff, join me for 5 Elements for Empaths. Check it out on katherinebird.com. Or there's a link somewhere. Find the link. Do the thing.